Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Now you are going to have to excuse the angle of my camera today. I wanted you to see my whole entire workbench, which fits my very large mold that I made yesterday. So I am going to make a very large trinket tray for my table. So this is going to be the centerpiece of my dining table. I do have, I made one from piece to piece to piece. I made a video of it doing that and pieced it all together, and that is now in my kitchen with my coffee stuff on it. Then I want to be able to make these to sell them, so I made myself a mold. Now this is not perfect. I have never made a large mold before. The biggest I've made is about 1 inch square. So yes, there are bubbles in it, but they are not surface bubbles. So it seems to be hopefully bubble free. It doesn't matter if it is, because I can just top coat it with a bit of clear, which I will do anyway. I put some little hearts in the ends to fill in the ends. They didn't really work out, but the mold looks cute with the hearts in the end. I can put, I'll put casting resin in there, sand them off, and I think they'll be fine. So today I'm going to do part casting resin and part normal resin. I will back coat it with, I think, probably normal resin. It makes it a lot stronger if you want to put it on your bench. And then I will, depending on how many bubbles are in it, I will give it a very fine top coat of resin as well. So I was just working out how I'm going to do this. Now I hope you can see my whole thing, because you couldn't when I was making it. I had it I had to show you in parts really, and you didn't see a lot of the stuff I was doing on each end, which was a little bit disappointing when I watched it back. So, but I will definitely, hopefully you will have already seen that video so that you can watch what I'm doing now. So I am going to use my foam plate, and I was thinking about having a resin area there and a resin area down there. That is exactly the same as what I did with my coffee one, but I'm thinking I might do the casting powder sort of here and on the other end, and have something really pretty like flowers or something in the center, and maybe some butterflies. So I will get out my foam clay. It is Bose. I bought it from Amazon. I bought I think it's a kilo. The stickers are over it, but I'm pretty sure it was a kilo. Oh, 0.500 grams it says on that little thing. So there you go. It's only a 500 gram pack, which is quite large, and I've been using it for ages. So I'm going to just pick that gently off, whatever that is that's sitting on there. And I want to make sort of a pattern. And I will push that down. Now it's deep on the sides and deep behind it. So, but it's not actually, the tray is not actually that deep. It's just the base of it. So I don't have to fill all this up if I don't want to. I can just do casting powder, and I can have it a couple of mils thick, and it'll be fine. But I want to be able to have quite a thick tray so that I know that it's gonna last. It's not gonna smash real easy, hopefully. So I'm gonna do that. I still, like, it depends on how much room is left. I may do a little piece there, but I'll see how I go. So I think I've got too much. That's just wasting it. Put that down that end. Because it's not gonna, I'm not gonna do like a big thick layer. So pop that back in there. Push that down. I want to bring it up on the edges. So pop that in there, make sure that it's pushed into the edge there. There we go, that's better. And roll that on. There we are. Otherwise I was wasting so much of it. Make that a little bit higher. Because the funkier you do it on the edges, the funkier it looks when you pull it off. So it gets all the little like the crazes and all that sort of stuff in it. So I'm not going to measure. I'm not going to get upset if it's not even. I don't care if it's not even. I'm just going to get down off my step here and now push that in there, push that in, so it will have like sort of quite a bit going up underneath. Like because I've pushed it across there, the resin will flow across as well. So, and I have to work out what colour I want to do my resin as well. That may be quite a big piece of resin. Maybe I might just pop that down a little bit more. Just there, that'll do. Maybe go up like that. There we are. Bit of an angle. Right, pull that up so that it doesn't flow over. I mean, I don't care. I like them when they flow over. When I do it with the polyurethane, it flows everywhere and it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna bring that out a little bit more and unstraighten that. That looks good because it's going to go in like that. Alright, make sure the sides are done. Now I will I'm actually going to, sorry, I will just seal this again. I'm going to put it into the box that I made it in so that I can pick it up and move it, because this takes up my whole entire bench. So I'm going to grab my box, I'm going to get rid of my ruler and bring my box back. Righty, so I'm just going to wipe out my box, make sure it's clean. It does have a little bit of leftover residue from the silicone, so I'm just going to get rid of that so that I'm not marking my mould. Okay, sorry if you cannot see me as per usual. Alright, so here is my mould. I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to pop him in there. Make sure he's in there properly. Give it a shake. There we go. Pop him back in there. So he pops in there beautifully. The sides hold in there beautiful. So pop that back on. I will just wipe that. Now I'm gonna have to put tape over these edges because they are so sharp. So if you are working with core flute, just be careful when you're running your hands across there, because like it just cuts so easy. I used to do a lot of work. I was a merchandiser and then I was a rep, and we had a lot of this. The amount of cuts I had on my hands just every day. I would cut myself on them. So just be aware. All right, so I'm going to pause you. I will make up, I'm going to make up 600 grams of casting powder. And I was thinking I might colour it, but then if I colour it, I can't really move it anywhere in the house because sort of, like I just want white. Clean white. So I'm going to do that. So I'll be back in a second. Alrighty. I have got my 600 of casting powder. I have my 200 of extremely cold water. Now I have mine in the fridge. I have my fridge quite cold. Like if you're overseas where it is cold, then I probably wouldn't worry because the water out of your taps are going to be coming out cold. Where mine, at the moment with the heat, because it's summer, it comes out quite warm, so, and it sets up too fast. So I use my super cold water. So there we go. So I've measured the 200 grams, which is 200 mils of water that goes into it. So I do love the bubble when it bubbles. So this just mixes up so fast. There we go. Pretty simple. There we are. Now this is the 3-to-1. It is the referralCode. It's AR400. And I know I should be wearing gloves doing this, but I always have a damp cloth here in case I do get it on my hands, so that I can quickly wipe it off my hands. Alright, so that is mixed. Make sure there is no lumpy bits at all. And let's mix her in, shall we? So in this, actually, if I put my pot down, there is 400 mils in this. So I will try and do 200 in each. So I am going to just put my stick there, and then I shall measure. So we are at, I need to get a new measuring cup. I think we're at 200. So I'm going to go down this end and pour in this end. Okay, so that's come up nice and high. I hate the bits that this gets in it. I will just get a clean stick and just get that out. Sorry, I'm going to use my fingers. Nope. Sometimes it gets bits and sometimes it doesn't, which is really quite annoying because it just ruins the whole piece. And I did clean my mould. My mould is clean. So, all right. Okay, so that looks pretty even. I've got probably about 50 left. I don't want to bring it up too much further because I do want to be able to put the back onto this. Although I still have probably about 5 mil of space to put the back on this. And there we go. So even if I do like the tiniest bit of the tiny bit in here, so I'll see how big these end up, because I still might put a tiny little bit in there, but I'll see how it goes. All right, I'll come back in a couple of hours. I'm going to move my tray out of the way, level up something to put it on so that I can actually continue working. I cannot go in my house at the moment because I am bug bombing, because over the last 3 days I have been attacked by so many very large spiders. So hopefully after today they're out of there. So alright, I'll come back shortly. Alrighty, so it's been an hour and this is cured up enough to play with it now. I have already taken out my foam, so I'm going to just move you down a little bit so that we can just see the center of the mould. So I have decided to put some roses out of my garden in it, and I may or may not put these red leaves in it. They are out of my daughter-in-law's mum's garden of a tree, a beautiful tree that goes red in autumn. So, and I also have some little purple flowers that my granddaughter's picked. So I'm thinking I'm going to pop them in there because I do have the height to go all the way up with my resin. So I've just sort of put them off to the edge here, but I am just giving them a twirl because I've had them sitting for probably 6 months in silicone beads. I had a whole heap of beautiful peace roses out of my garden, and I dried them, but I didn't sit them. I just sat them in a container thinking they would be fine, and I went to get them out the other day and they were moldy. So I'm lucky that I have actually left these in, because I just sort of put the container away and forgot about it. So I'm just dropping them in there, making sure the silicone's out. Oops, broke it. Spun a bit too hard. So I'm just randomly chucking them in. And then lay that down a bit. The leaves stick up a little bit, but they're not going to stick up above the resin once the whole thing is covered. So, last one. Throw him down over here. And then I have some petals from my peace roses. So I'm just going to just lay them in there like that. They've kept their colour beautifully. So I'm hoping that my resin is not going to murder the colour in them. So there we go. How pretty are they? And so I'm just throwing them in there. Go. I tried to actually put a rose in there, but I didn't flatten them. I just put them into my silica gel, and they're too high for this. So they need to go in something higher. I actually have a baby toilet that I got, a toilet and mould that I think that I maybe, oh sorry, dropped a rose. I maybe was thinking about maybe sticking a flower in that and seeing what it does. There we go. And over on the edges there. Okay, I might just grab my box and get a few more. I'm just going to wander over. Might grab, I think I've got some leaves. So this is my box of my flowers. So I'm just going to put it down I have an actual whole rose in there that I have saved that I think I'm going to put it into a pyramid mold maybe. So I'm just going to gently pull the leaves off here, pop them in there, beautiful and dry and crispy. That one's a bit broken. These do have the finest prickles on them. And I might just grab just a few more of my petals. I do have some sort of paper flowers, but I think they're going to be too big. Let's pop that in there. There we go. Oops, turn that over. Turn that one over. Oops. There's two there. I'm going to leave the two there like that. So you might, there we go. Might just go around like that to make the flower. There we are. Look at that. Made a little flower in there. I've got to be careful because I've got silica gel on my hands. And there we are. Pretty. I like how that looks. I might try and do it over here maybe. Let's get a couple more of these together. There we are. Move that over. That doesn't really look like one, does it? That's better. There we go. That one's better. Put that one there. They'll probably float, but it's worth a try. Look at the colour of that. That is stunning. When my peace rose is in flower, it is just amazing. And this year it just had so many beautiful flowers on it. It just looked fabulous. Put that pale pink one there. Sorry about my arm in the way all the time. There we go. A couple more random, I think. Nice dark one. And I've got some baby ones here. I don't know how they're going to go. The weenie ones. Pull them off. See how I've got some little ones there? So I'm just going to give that a shake. Just to get all the gel off it. And just pop them in there. There we are. Feel free always to fast forward. If you get bored. Yeah, I wonder if I can just pop that piece in maybe. There we are. Pop that piece in there. And I'll do that one. No, but I will do that one though. Alrighty, so I'm not sure what else is in my bucket, but I don't want to move too much around because it breaks it all. Get some more leaves. Ouch, 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 ouch. Told you there was prickles on them. Go. Break them off over there. Well, hopefully that one's not too high. I think that one's going to be too high. although I can always break it if I need to later on. Okay, one more. Might pop him in there. Pop him over there. Actually, I'm gonna put that there. And put our big one. Let's break the stem on him. I think I'm going to... I'm not doing it very random, am I? I'll pop that one there. Then, look at the colour of those. I'm just going to pop that over the top. There we go. Look, beautiful. Alrighty, I'm going to make up some resin and then I'm going to come back. So, I'll work out what sort of resin. If I do a deep pour, it will take longer and it will debubble itself. But I might just do a normal pour for the minute. I do have the deep pour and I can move this because it's in its box. So I just have to run out and tell my son not to come into the house. So I've made up my resin. I have made up my Estoyo 1:1 and finished putting my flowers in. So I'm just going to just gently lift these, spray with a bit of alcohol, try not to move them out of the way. Might just spray those big petals and pour our resin on. So I've put a little bit of gold flake in there and should be pretty much bubble free. Let's mix that gold flake in again and then pour it over. I've made up 122 of A and 112 of B. Just gently pour that over. It might not be enough, but that's alright because I'm going to top up later on anyway. Just pour that on. Just going to lift these off for this time being and put our petals down. Now I didn't want that on there, so I'm just going to wipe that off for the second. And just pour that on. Hopefully we don't get any big air bubbles. Push that down on there. And do the same with this side. Okay, get that on. Just gently push them all in. Go, move that back. It will move by itself as well. And I will give the box a bit of a bang as well, just to move some of those air bubbles around. So, alrighty, I will come back when it's time to put the top coat on. Alrighty, this is set up. I will just take a little lid off. Little protector lid there that I've got. It is 9 o'clock at night now, so this should have been done a while ago. I can still put my finger into it and leave marks. I did put some butterflies in there as well. So I have made up, if I can keep the bugs out of it, I've made up, I think it ended up being about 300 mils or 300 grams of resin, maybe a little bit more. So I am going to cover the whole top of this. Now I haven't got too many bubbles in there because I've been quite gently stirring, because it is a little bit late at night to get my debubbler out, because it is a noisy one, but it does the job. So alrighty, so I'm just going to make sure there's nothing in this. Pour that on. This sets up quite fast. I could have actually come out here and poured a few hours ago, but I have been redesigning my lounge room and dining room and moving some furniture around, so this sort of went on the back burner for a little while, I'm afraid. So just going to push that around. Now it does not have to be filled all the way in this mold, because it is a seriously deep mold. So that is all covered there. The bubbles coming out of the sides, I will have to come out for maybe half an hour or so and just make sure this is fine. Now I want to try and get this, make sure this is over these leaves. If need be, I will have to push them down or break them off. I may have to cut them. Push that down. Push that one down, because I don't want them coming out of my resin. Okay. Scratch my nose. Push that down. Now I might just get my scissors and do a bit of cutting, I think, maybe. Oh, look at that. The joys of working at 9:30 at night. Okay, that out. I will get my little scissors and do a bit of a chop. They are sealed, but I don't want them to come out of the resin. Okay, let's drop that in. Pop that down, I think. I'm just going to take this whole piece off here. A whole bit over here. Sorry about my arm, as per usual. Alrighty. I'm going to drop that in the bin without dropping it everywhere. And wipe my brand new scissors. And hopefully that will be enough. Lots of bubbles coming out of the edges of that. Oh, need to do that bit. Let's get that out. There. Oh, I'll drop it. Now push that down. And the scissors. What else? That's covered, so that's perfect. They're all covered. Get that down. There we go, push that down. Even if it breaks a little bit, that's fine. And there we go, push that in there. Get rid of that bubble. Ah, look at that, there was a big bubble in there. There we go. I spent a bit of time trying to get the bubbles out, so I missed some. But I am going to top coat this, so if there are any bubbles, I will poke little holes in them and pour the resin into them on the other side. So there we go. Get that on that bit there. There we are. So while I was having my lunch today, I emailed, for anybody that is interested, the local market that is down near my house that does like a veggie market on Saturdays in the mornings, and they have actually said that I can do a little stall down there. So that is going to be happening on the 8th of March, and hopefully I can make enough stuff. So I am absolutely open to any suggestions on what will sell well, because I have never done a market. I haven't really looked around to see what other people are selling, but I want to be different. I don't want to just go and to sell what everybody else is doing. I want mine to look different. So I am absolutely open to any of your suggestions. I'm just making sure that those bubbles are gone, because it's not unmixed resin, it is actually tiny little micro bubbles that are in there. Hopefully you could see what I was doing. It is a bit of an issue with such a large mould. Rightio. Alright, I'm going to tidy up my mess and I'll give it a torch. I'll come back in the morning and we'll turn him over. Okie dokie, it is next day. I'm going to take his pajamas off and see how we went. Oh, nice and solid and cured up. Very, very nice. So let's get him out of the box. Hopefully you can see. And I'm just going to tip him over. I've sort of got you at an angle. There we go. I think there we go, the mould was a little bit stuck. Alrighty, take that out. And I will put the mould straight back in its box. And I will put the lid back on it so that it doesn't get dirty. So it comes off super easy. Spin him over. Okay, pop him back in the box. And hopefully you can see. So there we go, back in his box. Just get him out of the way. Okay, I'm just going to move him out of the way. And how did we go? How many little marks? Because I had little marks on the, still a little bit soft. I had little marks on the actual mould. But that is a wow. That's got an air bubble, but I don't mind. Look, there's a couple of air bubbles in there. Look at that. But that actually, I think, adds to the character of it. So, and I come out and I put little butterflies and things in. There's little butterfly wings in there. It's quite a large air bubble there, but I think it should be fine. Now, let's turn him over. I might have to give that a little bit of a sand, but everything else was pretty well covered. So it is a little bit rough on the top part there, but that is because of the top of the mold. But that's only a matter of waiting till it dries totally, because I've just meant that then. Waiting till it dries totally and then giving the back a little tiny bit of a sand. So I am going to top coat this. So it feels quite smooth. Now, what did I have in my mold there? I must have had something in there. So I'm just going to just gently just run along that with a very fine bit of sandpaper. And that is actually just coming off. So just run along there. And then there we go, get it in the edge there. Try not to get down there, which I already have, but I am going to do the top coat. Over that side. And there we go. So, I heard from the guy from the market, I think I was saying before, and I get to do a market in 2 weeks, so I have 2 weeks to work out what I'm going to do and how much I'm going to sell things for. So I really would appreciate suggestions on how much to sell something like this for. Now, I may sell this one, I may keep this one, because it is my first attempt out of that mold. So, and it's so pretty, and they are my roses out of my garden. So I think that this is a keeper, and I will make new ones. I've got a little bit of run over on the edge there where I had moved, I had moved the mold, so I can sand that back, and just when I do my top coat on this side, I can run it over the edge and smooth that off. So I can gently sand it if I want to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it, stop touching. So that is nice thick base. This is going to be so strong when this all cures. So there we go. So I am going to do the top coat today. Actually, it's nearly 40 degrees here today, so possibly not do the top coat today. I will wait until it cools down tomorrow, put a top coat on it, and put it into my dining room. So thank you so very much for your patience in all of my videos. Thank you to all of my lovely subscribers. I really do appreciate you. Let me know what you think that I should charge for something that is so long. So I am not sure whether you can see the whole thing, so I will bring you down very gently. So now I have realized that my video, and I've just, alrighty, it's been a few days, so I'm ready to put the top coat on it. Hopefully this is not going to shine too much. The foil, I just want to protect my my plastic cover on my table here. So I've put the foil because then I can just chuck it away. So I have made up my urban crafter today, and I've made up about 45 of A, 43 of B. I've put the tiniest bit of the unicorn dust in it, and I spilt some gold sparkles before, so I put a little bit of gold in it as well. So it's been only sitting for a couple of minutes because I had to go and turn down my music. So I have taped on the back of this with just a bit of masking tape, And I have made sure that this is all smooth, so I've sanded back any rough bits. And so now I'm just going to put the top coat on it. So, sorry about my arm there. So, it is like super hot out here again today. Like February, March in Adelaide is just so hot. So I am just going to actually get another glove on so that I can just take this glove off when I'm done, and I will still have a couple of good clean gloves on. So I'm just putting on another glove. Oh, I know what I need to use. I've got so many of the gloves that you get as the giveaways, so maybe I might put one of those on, then I am not wasting my good gloves. So let's get one of those out. These are definitely throwaways, they are a one-time use thing. Righty. Okay, might as well put two on, because I've got probably about 20 pairs. Because I got some Estoyo the other day, Estoyo resin, and it come with 5 gloves. It come with 4 or 5 little sticks and 2 measuring cups, which is pretty good. So I'm just going to make sure that glitter is not sunk. Like the unicorn doesn't tend to sink. If the gold sinks, then it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to just pour this down, and I should have already got my little thing to move the resin around with, and there it is. Make sure it's not dusty. So I want to get it up on the sides, and I want to get it over the sides. So I am just going to just spread it out, just like I'm painting. Hopefully you can see the top here. Get it up on the sides there. Push it up on the edges. And there we are. Now this has turned out so smooth, and I know that the mould looks like it does have bubbles in it, but they are not surface bubbles. And with the casting powder, you can't see, and even with my resin, I didn't get any bubbles in the surface. I got a couple of edge bubbles, and that's purely because I didn't run along the edges properly. So I'm just going to run that up on the edges, just to make sure it is all up on the edges. And then I am going to come up over the sides. There we go. So hopefully this gold doesn't make it look dirty, but I don't think it's going to. So I'll just scrape that off, and I am going to come up on the sides with this, because I just want the finest coat over the edges and down the sides. These gloves are a tad on the useless side. They're coming off as I'm doing it. I might have to hold them on and do it like that. So I'm just going to rub on the edges there. Go, cover my glove. Just come around the sides. I don't think you could see down one end. It is truly very hard to get 80 centimeters really in the camera lens. I'm just rubbing it over the edges. Now on my last one I had all the drips, but I have preempted this time. and I have masking taped all the sides. So there we go. I have a little bit of over pour on the underneath resin, so this will cover that. Just going all the way to the edges, making sure that this bit up the top here, because I can feel where the overflow went, because I must have moved it when I took out the clay. So that will just cover all of that quite nicely. Hold these gloves all the way around. And there we go. There we go. Hopefully my head wasn't in the way most of the time. I do apologise. There we go. Get that all the way along. Make sure that is all wet on the edges. Feels pretty smooth. Feels pretty wet all the way around. And I didn't really do that last time. I think I put a bit too much on and it run off. So, but I've learnt, and you learn by your mistakes. You've got to do stuff and you've got to make mistakes and everything like that, so that you are learning, because everything is a learning process, especially resin. When you think that you know what you're doing with it, everything changes again. So there we are. So that's it. So I will make sure this is all covered properly. I will find something to do with that. I have some baby hearts, some baby pocket hearts, that I might use a bit of that in there. So alrighty, so there's no reveal, there's no nothing. I will take photos of it in the sun so that you can see all the sparkles and like all the butterflies. Hopefully the butterflies will show up. I've shown this to some of my girlfriends, and my girlfriend sat there for about a half an hour trying to count the butterflies in there. So it is definitely a talking piece. So I want to say thank you so very much for watching my videos. Thank you to all of the people that made lovely comments on the mold video. So thank you to all of my subscribers. I really do appreciate you. I have some new ones as well, which I'm so excited about. So thank you so much, and be safe and hit the like button.